You know what it is? It's that combination of the marinade and the char together.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that's a perfect marriage. Hey guys, Greg Hudson here with America's Best Restaurants, and welcome to LaPorte, Indiana for a step back in time. It harkens back to the days of the old train stations in LaPorte. Nostalgia, great food, and everything from scratch. Let's head on in to Round the Clock Family Diner. Go round the clock, sit down. This is John, by the way, the owner. Man, walk in the door. You are coming in hot with this breakfast.
Yes, sir.
I thought we'd sit down. I thought we'd have a cup of coffee. You tell me about the place. Oh, no, not today. This is a big old piece of ham. We got some pancakes here, some eggs. Tell me about the ham,
That's
brother.
our staple. We're, breakfast restaurant first and foremost. Breakfast all day. It's the home of the 1 pound ham. Bone and ham, smoked. Bone and ham, smoked, cut in our meat saw every morning.
Incredible. This thing looks like it weighs about 1 pound. Oh, you got the bone in there?
Bone in, yeah. Gotta have that flavor. That bone brings that flavor through.
You must have people here in LaPorte that this is a weekly, daily staple for them to come in and grab some breakfast.
We have people that travel from Michigan to try this ham.
Are you serious?
Yes, sir.
Well, we are honored then at ABR, aren't we? Here we go. You know what I love already? Just by looking at this thing, man, you've got those hatch marks on there. I can tell this was cooked over a grill, over a flame.
Over a charcoal, yes, sir.
1 pound ham.
You can taste the smoke.
You read my mind. Can I tell you? So listen. I'm sure everybody's had the sliced ham at home, right? You put it in the oven, whatever. Man, that flame makes all the difference in the world.
It sure does.
You know what? From now on, when I'm home, when I'm making ham, I'm grilling that baby now. That makes such a difference, man.
Yes, it does.
That is incredible. It's so tender too. It's fantastic. And this is a staple. Like every day, this is on the menu.
Every day.
Are you kidding me?
Yes, sir.
Man,
Can't be without that.
absolutely not. And not only that, but you look around and there just I don't know, it feels like you've taken a step back in time. I feel relaxed in here. It's comfortable. There's just a certain ambiance you've created here, man.
It's typical Greek restaurant, diner. We try to make this your home.
And
we have our regulars that come in every day. Everybody knows everybody by their first name. Everybody has their specific server they want. That's what we try to aim for.
Man, now you say breakfast all day. I'd be getting it. I haven't even touched anything else yet. I just can't go. I can't get over this ham. This is great. And as I walked in too, obviously you said breakfast all day, and you've got some Greek classics, which we're going to get into later. But there's a dessert case.
Yes, sir.
As soon as we walked in the door. What's that about?
All made in-house. All in-house. Our chef makes the desserts every day. Keeps the pie case filled. You can hear the yelling about 9 o'clock, and he has to come out front and see what he needs to make for the day. So we go through quite a bit.
Goodness, man. So let's get into the decor, though, because here's the truth. Took a little walk around before we started shooting today. I noticed in the back we've got some nostalgic pictures. There are pictures back there of Frank Sinatra, Cary Grant, just old school, classic, old Hollywood, man. But then you walk through here, and is this sort of how would you say this? Maybe a nod to the city of LaPorte? What's the design
we
about
remodeled this location, and our designer, who designs all our restaurants, was trying to find a theme for this location, and he was at we were staying here for a couple of days at the museum. We've seen the thick history of LaPorte and the trains. President Pierce was here in the early days driving a stake in the railroad when it was finished. Used to be a trolley going right in front of this restaurant back in the 50s. So he went with the train theme.
Are you kidding
Yeah,
me?
a hand-built train car, which the kids love. Train platform up front here in front. You can go through, see some of the pictures, of some of the history of the city we're in. Each one of our locations is a theme.
And that's kind of what I wanted to ask you, because I know there are multiple locations, but again, they're all in the family. These are not franchises. This is your family,
All family.
With these round-the-clock restaurants. And so for example, here we've got, it sounds like a train theme, as you mentioned, harkens back to those days. But each location, does it sort of give a familiarity for the town it's in?
We try to. Our other Crystal Family Dining here in LaPorte is like a general store. The Crystal's Family Dining in Knox is like a country home. Each one is a little bit different. One is a barn. The Crystal's Family Dining in Plymouth is, to me, the prettiest restaurant. It has an old soda fountain ice cream parlor in the middle of the restaurant.
Oh, that is really cool.
And it's just, his designs are fantastic. And it makes people want to come. I mean, the train car's filled with kids on the weekends.
Well, so I was going to ask you, because my inner child was telling me to ask you, do you think we could try dish but sit in the train car?
Of course. Yes, we will. Yeah, no problem.
All right, what do you got? So the ham and eggs, got a couple more bites here. What else are we going to be trying today?
We're going to try a salmon Veracruz. We get salmon shipped to our restaurant within 24 hours.
Wow.
Of it being cultivated.
Are you kidding me?
We get it through one of our food companies. Fantastic, not frozen. We cook them to order. We have a nice little spin-off to it. A little hollandaise sauce, some shrimp on top.
Love that.
We'll try that out.
All right, man. Get your tickets ready to be punched by the train conductor, because we're going to go have a seat, try some fresh salmon. Okay, train conductor has punched our ticket. Man, I feel like we're in the first class of the train car here, baby.
Yep.
This is so
built.
cool.
It's awesome.
So we're sitting out there, right, having the ham and eggs, and I'm looking up at the wall, and I see it looks like the outside of a train car. I'm like, oh, that's cool. But you guys have spared no expense there. This really feels like you're on the inside of a train car.
They did a wonderful job.
I mean, we got some luggage up top right over here. I mean, everything down to even like the windows. You know, you've got the curtains on the windows. Love the old school lamps on there. This is such a nice vibe in here.
Oh, a lot of children love to be in this.
I was going to say, people must request to sit.
They do, and they see, each one is a 2-seater. We've had families of 4 sitting in this little booth
just
because the kids wanted to be here. Just grab them in here.
Like this just because they want to sit in the train car. I see. You know what? I see why now.
Yeah.
We're out there, and it looks cool from the outside, but you come in, and this really is.
You feel the warmth and the closeness. Yeah, it's awesome.
You do.
It's a good room.
Hey, speaking of warmth and goodness, salmon.
Yes,
at
sir.
a diner in LaPorte.
Yep, salmon Veracruz.
What is going on? I mean, hollandaise sauce. And by the way, you did say that it comes with shrimp, but are you kidding me? Like, look at the size of these things. Look at that. What's the story behind salmon at a diner in LaPorte, man?
We tried this salmon at a food show. It was fresh salmon. They told us that they could get it from their ships to the restaurants in 24 hours. I found it hard to believe at the time.
To LaPorte, Indiana.
To
24
LaPorte,
hours,
anywhere
fresh from a ship.
in this country, and we found it through the same company, through one of our purveyors, and you can buy it 10 pounds at a time, 30 pounds at a time. Comes in the slab, we hand cut it. We've had salmon in our menu before, never had salmon like this quality. Wow. And pretty much all our restaurants carry this salmon.
And did I hear you say you're portioning these yourselves here?
Yes.
So you're not getting them frozen individually, wrapped in plastic?
It comes one big slab, and we hand cut them in the back.
I mean, this looks beautiful.
Oh, it's fantastic. And that goes back to the quality on that plate. Best quality you can put on that plate.
Man, that is dynamite. I'm not even kidding you. Can I tell you, sometimes when people try salmon, they say they don't like salmon. I hate salmon because it has a fishy taste to it, because it's not fresh like this. And I can see why people would be turned off by salmon if the first time you try it, It's not a fresh quality piece of salmon. This is clean, man.
It does not have that. It's fantastic quality.
Yes.
And you can taste it.
You really can.
I mean, I was not a salmon person until I tried this salmon.
And I think that happens with a lot of people.
Yes.
I think a lot of people watching right now, that's probably you too. It comes down to that freshness. Hey, and can I tell you something else, man? The sleeper on this bad boy, that hollandaise sauce. Who thought to put that on there?
Actually, my chef did. With the salmon, he was somewhere abroad, had the salmon with the shrimp on top and with the hollandaise, and that's why we called it Salmon Veracruz. And the first time he told me about it, I'm like, man. We tried it as a special, and every Friday night we have it on special, and we saw quite a bit of it.
Brother, this is no joke. This, I can see why you have it as a special. This is just, I know I said it before, you don't expect to come to LaPorte, Indiana and get a fresh piece of salmon like this.
It's it's a great selling dish. And it's not even on our menu. We have it on special,
Golly,
but we sell quite a bit of it. 30 pounds a week.
Gee, I can't stop eating it. But again, going back to your chef, the hollandaise sauce on top of there, the shrimp added to it. This is a decadent dish, man. This is white tablecloth, brother.
And sometimes he could be, yeah. He has pride in what he does. He has pride. We all have pride.
Man.
It's been brought down to us by our parents, from my uncles, throughout the whole family through the years. Center the plate. You give the best you can give your customers.
Is that, and I know you've got a lot of Greek heritage going on. Does that come from the Greek heritage? Is that just sort of a family, a family mantra that you guys have in this industry?
It's the Greek heritage. It's the family mantra. It's the way my father learned and passed it down. My uncles have learned, passed things down to generation to generation. You take pride. We're here. The owners are here. We're in the establishment.
Yeah.
Everything that goes on that table is a direct reflection of me, our chef, our employees. So we stand behind what we do. Do we always get it right? Not always. Yeah. Do we try to strive to make it the best? We do.
Man. And I think, we had the ham and eggs out there, and I noticed the attention to detail on that ham with the hatch marks on the ham. The potatoes that we had out there, made in-house from scratch. Now you're serving me up a piece of salmon that less than 24 hours before it got here was on a boat somewhere. Hollandaise sauce made in-house. Man, it seems like scratch and just, that's the name of the game here around the clock,
It is.
man.
We're very lucky. It's getting harder and harder to do in restaurants, especially with the supply chain issues. But we still have a great staff. We try to hold true to what made us what we are today. The independent restaurant.
And I know that on that menu, you do have a bit of a nod and homage to that Greek heritage as well. I'd love to try something that just kind of harkens back to your family history, man.
Well, we have something special for you. We're gonna try some Greek pork chops that we marinate in-house 24 hours before we even serve them.
Wow.
So
Greek
be ready,
pork chops.
And we have a little appetizer for you to try.
Oh, okay.
Greek saganaki.
Did you see how I had a little smile on his face when he said we got a little appetizer for you to try? Well, you can already see what kind of day we're going to be having, man. I'm going to take a couple more bites of salmon, but after that, we've got some 24-hour marinated Greek pork chops and apparently a little surprise.
Yes, sir.
All right, now we're going to get to the Greek portion of the episode, and this is really harkens back to your heritage, right? Your Greek roots.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
And we're going to get things started, though, with some flaming saganaki. If you're not familiar with that, well, just check it out. It's like a flaming Greek cheese, right? Yeah, come on in. Whoa! See, that's what you want to see.
Yes.
What's the liquor or liqueur that you put on there?
We use a brandy on it. Christian Brothers. It's very salty. It's got a great flavor. Once you light it, put it out with a little bit of lemon. Great appetizer.
Beautiful. So I know we've got the Greek pork chops here, which I'm going to ask you all about, but should we start with the cheese then?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Is this hot? Can I pull it over?
You can pull over by the black part.
Okay. Switch this out for a second. There we go. And just cut and taste.
Yeah, I'll give you a little, yeah.
Should I put some more lemon on there for us?
Yeah, you can. Of course.
Oh, there you go. I mean, that thing is still steaming too. Look at that. That is beautiful. That is delicious. You're right. It's almost like a saltier, more firm mozzarella. I love the texture on that. There's a little chew to it. I'm tasting some honey on there.
No honey. No honey.
What's that sweetness I'm getting, man?
The sweetness is the brandy and the cheese combined. You know, the cheese imported from Greece, hand cut, breaded, and cooked to order.
I would have bet you $1 to a donut that there was honey on this thing. It's just got a sweetness to it for some reason. That's great, man. And I love that you're bringing in the Greek heritage of your history to the restaurant as well. Great diner dishes, the classics you would expect. Mm-hmm. But, for example, we need to dig into these pork chops, and I want the story on that too.
Well, these pork chops, they're all cut in-house. We marinate them we start working on tomorrow's pork chops today.
Really?
We tenderize them, we marinate them, olive oil, oregano, onion powder, a little bit of garlic, lemon. We marinate them for the next day and cook them to order, and we sell quite a few of these pork chops.
Man, and that marinade you just described to us, are you guys making that in-house?
In-house.
Everything's
in-house.
Marinade.
Yes,
Isn't
sir.
that incredible? So think about that. You might not even have decided that you're going to come in for dinner yet, and this has already been worked on for you. So 24 hours before you even come in here, this thing is being worked on, fresh marinade.
With the Greek pork chops, it's very, very important that we marinate them at least a day before. That way it has a chance to catch all the flavors. Then we charbroil them and finish them in the oven.
Well, and that's what I love too, was you can tell that these things are given a lot of TLC on the grill because those have perfect hatch marks on them.
Yes, sir.
They're not just thrown in an oven somewhere on a flat top. I mean, these things are cooked over a flame. That's so evident. This is great.
You can taste the spices in the meat.
You know what it is? It's that combination of the marinade and the char together. Mm-hmm. I mean, that's a perfect marriage.
It is.
Oh my goodness.
I mean, we sell these like crazy. People come from all over trying to get, to order the Greek pork chops.
And you get 2 of these with each order?
Yes, sir.
Are you kidding me?
Around the clock, the belief is center of the plate, top quality, and you give a good portion.
Well, that I believe.
You should not leave hungry when you leave here.
So I'm going to ask you this. Does that come from your Greek heritage? Is that something that is maybe instilled in your culture and your family? What is it?
Yes, sir. I mean, my father came here with his brother in 1954. Had like $20 in their pocket, stayed with their grandparents in East Chicago. My father worked in the mill. That lasted about 4 days. He learned how to cook and opened the first restaurant in 1962. And we've been doing it ever since. First round the clock was 1962. His brothers came. Each brother worked in a restaurant. Each brother is different. Each brother has their own specialty. And they've gone on from Gary, Indiana. They've opened in Maryville, Cherville, Highland, Valparaiso, Chesterton, here LaPorte, Lafayette, DeMont, Hebron, Indiana.
And you know what I love about that? With that many locations, that is so rare that it's a family-owned operation. I mean, listen to what he just said. Listen to how many restaurants all over the state, all over the region that they have. When you hear something like that, you think, oh, it's got to be a chain or something.
No,
but it's
no,
not.
Sir, all's independent.
It's independent family top to bottom. And that's what we love at America's Best Restaurants, is finding stories like that. So, I mean, is this something that you guys keeping it in the family the whole way?
It has been. I'm the second generation right now. Hopefully my kids will continue this tradition on, but I don't know. The difference between independence and franchises is you come in, you're going to see me at a table. You're going to meet the owner.
Yeah.
Whether you at this restaurant or one of our other ones, our family is involved in the service, in the kitchen. It's very important. It's very important to see us on the floor, talk to our customers, know what our customers want,
Yeah.
And you don't get that anymore in franchises. You know, you get that only in independent restaurants.
I agree. And one thing I do need to make sure that we mention too, that I think is such a big part of what you guys do here. And because you're a traditionalist, man, you're doing it the right way. But your chef, you bragged about your chef back there multiple times now. I think we got to give him his due. Tell us a bit about Spiros and what's going on with
Spiro's been with our family since the 70s. He's one of a kind. It's very hard to find people like him. I mean, we still do stuff old school here.
Yeah.
Fresh homemade soups every day, 3 of them. Hand-cut steaks, pastries. You'll go somewhere else, you're going to have someone doing the pastries, someone doing sauces, someone doing soups. Not here. Our chef's involved. He does the ordering. He does the quality control. He does the screaming when he has to scream. Everything's done in-house. And it's very hard to find that in this industry.
Absolutely. And I mean this actually with all due respect. You would not expect at a diner to have a chef back there hand carving steaks.
That's how it is. That's how we've done it. That's how we were trained. And that's what sets us apart from other restaurants. You have to be a little bit old school.
I agree.
Something different.
So I love that you're keeping the old school tradition, but you're still putting some modern twists and takes on this, man.
Oh, you have to.
You think old school diner, you think those traditional plates, right? But what you don't expect is to come in, a chef like that, been here since the 70s, hand carving steaks, making those desserts, and then also marinating these pork chops for 24 hours with a homemade marinade, putting them over that char griller to get those grill marks on there, man. You are doing it the right way, brother.
Thank you very much.
Well, listen, if you are anywhere near the LaPorte area, this is a must stop. Come on in around the clock. See, John, as you said, you're walking around the restaurant all the time anyway.
You'll see me. I'm here.
So go check out John, and thanks for joining us. We'll see you next time on America's Best Restaurants.